Ooh, come on. Get pumped. Come on, you gotta get pumped. Come on.
This is as pumped as I'm getting. Stop elbowing me. You're only doing that because I can't hit you back now.
I'm injured. You can't hurt me.
Weirdos.
Also, my lips are chapped.
Oh, let's add that to the list of maladies this week.
My lips are very chapped, you guys. I'm dehydrated. But check this out. I've got my eBay chapstick, which is calling back to the Skittle conversation during the last show. Lime is one of my favorite flavors, and this is actually a lime flavored chapstick. And let me tell you, this is one of the only things that survived my accident. Look, it's got its own
road rash.
It's got its own road rash on it. It did survive. I would have been super sad. I think I have one other tube of it, but
I have one too.
This is like the old logo, or old eBay colors, and man, I would have been sad. But it is lime flavored, very delicious.
She's back.
Anyway, guys, I am back. Hey, what's up? It's Sunday. It's Sunday Live Haul with LV Pink Panther, aka Vicky, aka Victoria, aka, you gotta put your hand up, my fiance. I still can't wear my ring. Actually, I took the Band-Aid off of this knuckle because, like, here's the problem. It's healing. I mean, most of this is healed, sort of. I mean, it's just the baby skin that's like all super pink, but that'll fade. But this knuckle right here is the one it's kind of, it's giving me some troubles.
It's pretty gross.
Yeah, it's pretty gross. But I'm like, I gotta take the Band-Aid off for like a while at least, because I can't, like, it's all of this around here is like scar tissue. So it's like, I gotta be able to do some exercises, man, to stretch that skin. So I'm hanging out right now.
She's got her little squeezy
I got my
ball.
little squeezy ball. But anyway, Binky says, don't ever say fiance again. It's like,
fiance.
It's like moist.
I hate that word. Stop.
What if I say, AKA my moist
Really?
fiance?
That's gross. That's just gross. I knew you were going to go there. You're just gross. Gross.
Debbie says that your hair looks beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I washed it.
Yeah, pretty much. We got lots of awesome people in the house. I see some peeps in the house. I see I was just gonna say I see the D-Dog. Like, suddenly I'm gonna call Jason Deason the D-Dog. I don't know why that came out of my mouth. I just decided that's who he is now.
You didn't tell him first.
I didn't tell myself first. It just came out. Sherry says you're LV Purple Panther.
Yep, I put some purple in. I had some purple in my my pink is starting to fade. I actually haven't had time to do my hair, so I had some purple in the bathroom and threw some purple in this morning before I washed my hair. Let it sit.
Melissa Carver says to keep in mind there are kids listening. Well, so then you need to teach them the word moist.
Just stop. Can you just stop?
Anyway, somebody said they liked my shirt. Who was it? Dana says it's moister than an oyster.
All nasty. Alexis is talking about mucus. Just, you people are nasty.
You nasty. Anyway,
somebody said you like.
Somebody said they liked my shirt. Yeah, this is one of the shirts that Vicky got me because, like, I needed some. I wear mediums because I like a snug fitting T-shirt, but I can't wear it right now because of my bandages. So she got me some bigger T-shirts, and this is one of the ones she got me, which is it's the It remake, and then I'm wearing my sweet pants I got from Walmart. These sleep pants, and it is a pug riding a narwhal fighting a unicorn. And these pants are pretty awesome. They're an extra large because they're going to be super big. And because they're an extra large, apparently, if you wear an extra large pair of pants, you must be 6'12". Well, I guess that would be 7 feet.
7 feet.
7 feet tall. You must be 7 feet tall because no joke, guys, no joke. The waistband is literally up to here, and the pants are still pretty
dragging.
They're still dragging. So I don't know. I'm 5'10", guys. I'm not short. So what's the guy supposed to do when he goes to Walmart to get his sleep pants, and he's 5'10" like me? What if he's 5'7"? But he needs to wear an extra large. What, he's just got
short
like 3
and
feet of pants hanging off?
He has to cut the legs off.
So I'm gonna have to cut off if I want to keep using them, although they're pretty big. But anyway.
You're
What do
funny.
you do? Oh, careful.
I was
Careful
kicking
there.
a dog fur
It's painful
off you.
under there. Painful under there. Anyway, guys, awesome to see you. Thanks for coming and joining the show.
Yep.
We actually did a little bit of thrifting this week.
We did.
A tiny bit.
We went thrifting a little.
I can only handle a little bit of it at a time, but when my dad was here, you were feeling a little bit of the cabin fever, and I couldn't let you go thrifting without me. So we actually made my dad, Tom, go with us to, where we go? Salvation Army, and then we went to One Savers. So we had a little bit.
We managed about an hour and a half between the two stores, and then you were wiped out.
Oh yeah, because everything takes forever because I can't use this hand to like look through stuff. And then yesterday we worked until like 3:30, and then we went to another Savers, and then after we went to Zia Records, and I got some stuff to sell there too. So I'm pretty excited.
But she had like a 10-minute limit at Zia Records because I just can't.
Yeah, she hates it. I'm like, please, just really fast, can we please go? Because I have gift cards and I wanted to get some stuff. So anyway. Did Dad buy anything? No, Binky, Dad did not buy anything.
He bought books.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. He bought books.
He bought some books.
He bought like 5 books.
So he had something to read while he was here, which is funny because I think about half of the books he bought I have in my bookshelf. But that's okay.
Yeah, but that was pretty much about all I can handle. Rebecca, my hands, this one's doing okay. I mean, it's just wrapped up. So we have the special stuff that I have to put on it now that just came we had to order it from Amazon. What's it called?
Gentian violet.
It's like this. It's like a weird antiseptic, but it like dries out. Basically, like when your cells are replenishing, when something's healing, they can go into overdrive, and sometimes they can like go a little bit too crazy. And so what happens is, and I need to update my picture album with new pictures. From this week, but what happens is sometimes you can get overgrowth, and so it's actually like it's still all raw, but it's like growing beyond. Like,
it looks like brains.
It's really weird. It really
looks
weird.
Like brains.
And so they had us put
raw and gross looking brains.
This gentian violet stuff. It seriously is violet. It's like a deep purple, and you put that on it, and basically what it does is it dries it out, and then it stops that growth. So I don't have like some freaky. The thing hand.
Yes, it does stain. It stains everything, but honestly, she just has it on her hand and then there's bandages on it, so it's not going anywhere.
Oh, she said she had to put it in Kezia's mouth and she had a purple mouth for a month.
Yeah, the brains part, that's the gross part.
Not the
gentian violet. It's just
gross.
A purple dye that like dries out thrush and over and just skin stuff, and it's just a topical thing that's used for a lot of different purposes.
I see a lot of people saying gross. I'm glad we're grossing you out.
The brains are gross.
Not gonna lie. I'm glad we're grossing you out. Anyway, this hand, as I was saying, I took the Band-Aid off today. It looks kind of crazy, but that's just from I don't know what you call that, just the scarring, and it'll get lighter. But I took it off because I need to be able to stretch. I need to be able to like do exercises with my hands. Yeah, Victoria says
I probably could use it on my hair. It probably would stain it pretty well. Not a bad idea. Maybe I'll put a streak in when you're done using it. There you
go. Anyway, one other thing I wanted to say. So somebody shared in our boss group, there's this crazy, so auctions, we never do auctions because generally and we'll talk about this more as I show you some of the solds and some stuff that we got. Auctions, a lot of times you're going to end up selling stuff for less than what they're worth. People want stuff and they want it now. However, when it's something that's super, 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 super rare, and there are crazy, crazy collectors out there looking for that very rare item, that is the only time that an auction is really going to do well as far as getting you top dollar. And right now, there is this Pyrex dish that is like going crazy. There's only 22 minutes left. I'm going to show the screen really quick because we're going to come back to it and we'll see where it ended.
Yeah, we're going to come back to it at the end when we're
live.
I
just thought this would be kind of fun since it's ending to everything. So I don't even know why is this one, and this is one of those cases
because it was only made for employees and it was like a test pattern of some sort, and that's why. I'm not a Pyrex person, but Pyrex collectors are insane. They're really big collectors, and it's super rare. So you've got this person took a photo of it on their couch, a fuzzy cell phone picture photo.
This is one case where it really doesn't, like, picture quality really doesn't matter that much as long as you can basically see all the different parts
unbroken.
Of the, yeah, you can see it's unbroken because like I said,
they have barely any feedback. Doesn't matter.
People who collect, and Lucky and Love I'm assuming is what this,
it's the pattern.
This pattern is called. And so again, this is the one case where an auction is actually going to get you a ton of money. But it really has to be a super rare item. Like I'm assuming there's probably no other ones like this listed right now.
No, none listed.
The shipping is $150. Like just
that's overnight, priority, insured, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's not out of the realm of possibility of what it would cost. So
yeah, and Kara said no lid. It's already up to $6,700 with 61 bids, and there's only
1,046 watchers, which
Yeah,
I
look
think
at that.
are
Look at
half
the
of them are
watchers.
from the groups that I've seen this posted in. It's been posted in a couple groups, not just ours.
Yeah. So it's just crazy. Anyway, we'll come back and we'll look at this. But again, guys, when we talk about auctions,
full disclosure, this is not either one of ours. We're just totally
no, we just think it's cool. So, you know, back in the heyday of like auctions, when eBay first started out, it's like
I had an auction that went like
I mean, at that time, but when eBay was relatively new, at that time, it's like before that, what you would order out of catalogs or you'd buy stuff at the store,
or you'd find stuff at your own thrift store or antique store.
And so it was this whole new world of like you could find anything and all kinds of collectibles and everything would sell and everything would sell at auction. And people weren't used to the idea now where you can order something and immediately you get it the next day or 2 days later or a couple days later, whatever.
No, we had to wait for money orders, hidden cash or checks in the mail. Then you had to wait 10 days for the check to clear. And then you would mail the items. And you would have an auction for 7 days. So the entire process on eBay used to take 3 to 4 weeks from
And people were okay with that
finish.
because there was no alternative. Like what they had before, you just couldn't find this kind of stuff unless you were super lucky and happened to go to a garage sale or something like that. You just weren't going to find it. But now it's like I get irritated as a buyer when I buy a record and the only way they'll send it is through media mail. I'm like, I will pay for it to get here faster. Anyway, so nowadays for you guys who are new sellers, especially if you want to do auctions and stuff like that, they're just not normally the way
I
to
miss
sell.
the thrill of the auction too, Kara. I started out selling all antiques and collectibles, and I put every single item I sold in auction for the first week or two. And I'll tell you what, I loved it. I would start my sales on Sunday nights, and they would end on Sunday night, and it would be cha-ching, 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 cha-ching all night long. Or they didn't really have the cha-ching noise, but it was, you know, because we didn't have apps because it wasn't on the phone, but it was, we'd sit there and just watch the auctions end and end and end. And, you know, it was awesome. And it was awesome when you had something that had 2 bids, but like 50 watchers and it'd have like $10 on it. And then in the last 15 minutes, it went up to $1,000. It was crazy. I miss it. That was an awesome time on eBay.
But now there's a lot of competition. There's a lot of other platforms. There's a lot more stuff available. It's harder to find rare things like that. So if you're going to do auctions, what you're going to do them for is either clearing stuff out at super low prices or something like this where it's crazy, crazy rare. And again, I'm going to show you some of the stuff that I sourced. I'm going to show you the differences in pricing when you do it auction versus buy it now. But anyway, so Victorious wanted to know if where did it go? You guys are moving fast. Before I became a seller, did I shop much on eBay? What did I buy? I didn't shop a lot on eBay. I did a little bit as like I would buy when I used to collect movies and stuff, which I'm getting back into again now. I did a little bit, but I was more, you know, I've always been a thrifter because I grew up going to the thrift store with my parents or from my mom and my grandma. So I've always, you know, so when I was really into collecting movies, I would go to all of the, Portland had like an amazing number of used movie and music stores where you could buy that kind of stuff. And actually Vegas is very similar, like Zia Records in Portland. Everyday Music is like the place to go, but there's a few places like that. Lots of places. You could spend an entire probably week just going to all the different like places where you could buy used movies and used music and stuff like that. So I've been a buyer on
eBay since '98, and I used to buy a lot of rare rock stuff, rock memorabilia, like rock music memorabilia.
Yeah.
And I still have a lot of it, and it's still pretty rare.
Yeah. So Doug says I try to do one random auction a week just to get a boost on my other listings. I don't know if it works, but whatever. You know what? That's not necessarily a bad idea. I think that really what it all comes down to is you should be playing around with different things, and there's always room to experiment. And it's like, who knows? Certain things can bring more traffic to your store. So
exactly.
It's not necessarily a bad thing.
Hold up there a second, because there was an actual question in there. Not that there's not other questions.
You're very rude.
But there was a question about business from Erica Norton that Jennifer just redid.
Further
scroll
up?
back down.
No, down.
Jennifer
Yep.
reposted it.
Okay.
Need a good inexpensive camera I can vlog with and take good listing pics. Can you suggest a good one to get that won't break the bank? What about yours that you vlog with, your camera?
Oh, okay. So, I mean, if you're wanting one that you can vlog with and do pictures, honestly, a lot of that you could probably do just starting out. I mean, if you have like a good smartphone, because like I take all my pictures with my phone.
Mm-hmm.
You take some of your pictures with your phone. Most of us, like, you got to have a phone anyway, a smartphone to do this business. So having a good camera phone is really good. I would think you could get by doing some vlogging with your phone if you have a good one. You can get like you can get like the little kind of like the selfie sticks. I know it sounds ridiculous, but you could use that on a phone, because the camera that I have, I don't have it handy right here. I mean, it's like a $600 camera. I got it after I won the Shine Award, so I got some cash, and I went looking for what was like a really good camera, and it's great for vlogging. Because it's the kind where you can flip the screen up so you can see yourself when you're holding it in front of you. But I don't think starting out that you should be going out necessarily and buying a $600 camera. I just happened to get money that was to be used to help build my business, and I saw doing a YouTube channel as part of that, so it made sense. I would try just starting with a phone. So anyway.
A couple of rock collectibles that I have. Well, my favorite band of all time is Poison. So I'll go ahead, start with the jokes now. But I'm a huge 80s rock, especially an 80s rock, glam rock fan. So I used to collect a lot of vintage Poison things. I have some things that I used to have when I was a kid that I had lost when I moved out of my house when I was a teenager. So I went back to try and find some of them, a lot of rock magazines. But even more, I went back to try and find some stuff from their early days before they were named Poison. They were named Paris. And 3 of the 4 members were in the band. And I have like old street flyers they used to use in Hollywood when they would paper the cars and the stuff like that in the 80s. I was too young to have seen them in the 80s. So I was super obsessed from the time I was like 10 or 11 years old. So I have a bunch of old flyers and things like that.
Yeah. All right, let's get into our solds. What do you think about that?
Okay. How
do you feel about that?
Our solds are dismal.
Oh, well, let's do our numbers first, because so let's talk about numbers.
Kara, you are my friend on Facebook. If you want to see pictures of me with 80s big hair, go look through some of my photo albums. There are some old.
Yeah.
Allison, my Nana likes Poison. Bite me, old lady.
All right, so let's get into. Do you want to go first? You want me to go first?
Into our sales numbers. You can go first.
Okay, so
I hold it up.
I will. So I actually didn't have like that bad of a week on eBay. Surprisingly, I had a couple of bigger sales. Overall, I mean, I know that like for the last 30 days, I've dipped below 6,000 for the last 30 days, which, you know, a month and a half ago, I was breaking 10,000. So I've definitely dropped a lot, but my last week has been pretty good. Etsy, I'm sure some of you might remember me talking about Etsy. I had finally gotten over $3,000 for the previous like 30 days. I'm now at half of that, almost half of that. Like I'm about 1,700 for the last 30 days.
Yeah, we're just 3 weeks out from your accident, and for me, my sales have dropped more than in half in the last 3 weeks, and so have yours.
So I've got my little thing that Teresa made for us. So this is my week ending the 5th of January. So you can see the eBay, I had 32 orders. Etsy, I had 5. And so for a total of 37 orders. And then eBay, my gross sales, actually not that bad. Almost $1,700, which I'm really surprised. Like I had some good sales. And then Etsy, my sales, you know, not that great for the week. I can't read backwards. I think that says what, 190 something. Yeah. So my total gross sales, not quite 2,000, but over 1,800. So I'm actually pretty happy with this last week. I had like a couple of days where I literally like had sold like $30. And then another day it was like $60. And then like I randomly had a day where it was like over 500. Yeah. So, and then I go up, I got shipping. I paid about $240 for shipping. My promoted listing fees were about 47. You know what? Actually, they're more than that because I didn't put down my Etsy ones. And Etsy, I'm spending like $10 to $15 a day on promoted listing fees. And then my total fees, including that, is $270. So I'm probably more like over 300 for that. My COGS, roughly about $300 for cost of goods. And so my my total net sales is just over 1,000, but honestly, I might be a little bit below 1,000 with my
not enough money,
listing.
not enough money to live on, but it's there. It's,
yeah.
You know, it's something.
My promoted listing fees probably would bring me below 1,000, and my average sale price is just over $50. So it's actually pretty good. Actually, if this was every single week, I mean, this would be okay.
That's not enough for me. Even if I mean, just based on my debts. Obviously.
No, I hear you. I hear you.
That's not enough money for me to.
But I had a surprise. Yeah, I had a surprisingly pretty good week this week, so I was really happy about that. And I don't know if part of that's because I've finally been able to do like a few listings every day, and I'm kind of my store's like waking up a little bit. But I was pretty happy about that. So,
okay, so mine are a little worse than Katie's. So I don't know if you can see mine because mine's handwritten. Okay. So 44.
And you also have like the wrong date there, but
I didn't change the date. Sorry. 44 eBay orders, 2 Etsy for a total of 46. My total sales were combined 1752 or so. My shipping was high. I had some real heavy, large items. So my shipping was 420. Is that what it is backwards?
420, bro.
Please. My promoted listing fees were not too high, only $30. But my total fees, including promoted listings, about $220. Cost of goods are low. And then my total net sales is just under $1,000. My average sale price is $38. That's fallen by more than $10 in the last month. And because I'm taking a lot of low dollar offers just to sell some stuff.
Yeah.
So I expect sales to be down after Christmas, but generally speaking, January is one of my biggest months.
Yeah.
And it just, this is what shows when you don't list. That's what happens.
Yeah. So somebody was asking about, Melissa wanted to know, I hadn't said if I'd been listing. I've been listing a little bit. So I'm really luckily I had just taken a ton of pictures, measurements and stuff. So I came after my accident, I still had about 50 items that had been photographed and measured and everything. So I didn't list it all, obviously, for a good week and a half or so.
2 weeks.
I think I did a couple. There were a couple of times where I did some sell similars, but for the most part, like nothing. And then this week I've been able to do like a couple a day. Yesterday was like my biggest day ever. I did like 3 sell similars. I think 7 new listings on eBay and 5 new ones on Etsy. And I'm hoping today to be able to hit like 15. So I'm trying to get back to the listing part of it. Of course, the next thing is having to take photographs because like probably middle of next week, I'm going to make the attempt to take pictures. I do have about 80 t-shirts that I had already prepped and are all hanging on my little moving rack. I think t-shirts will be the easiest to photograph for me, but we're going to see.
It's going to be some slow
it'll be slow.
Mannequin.
It'll be slow, but I think I can do that because I am getting super antsy and I want to be able to list and stuff like that. Tiger's Eye, Etsy, you can. It's handmade items, but it's also crafting supplies and then vintage. Anything vintage, it has to be 20 years or older. So I sell all of my vintage stuff. I cross post onto Etsy. So I wanted to say that Allison
I think she should try flat lie Alexis, but she's too much of a perfectionist, and she will not do it a different way.
I know.
If she did flat lay, she'd be fine.
Allison said,
but she's stubborn.
Allison says my sales are down without rolling out of a moving vehicle. That's pretty funny. But yeah, seriously, I am stubborn. There's certain things, like, it's funny with the two of us, I'm definitely the cluttery, messy one, and she is the super anal clean one and wants everything to be kind of like perfect in the house and doesn't like any clutter, anything, whatever. But when it comes to certain things, I'm super weird about, like, I want things to be very consistent, like the way I do my titles and the way that I do my photographs and even the way I store my t-shirts. Like, she's having to do all of my shipping. And let me tell you, it hurts me a little inside when I see the bins open up and the way the t-shirts are right now. Like, but I'm just saying, like, it's funny because I am the one who's super messy.
Go ahead and try to ship them yourself.
I'm not saying that. It's just, I have like this, it's like I cannot deviate from like the way that I like to do things.
Dana, she's complaining about the neatness of the t-shirt bins. When you have 17 size large t-shirt bins with 400 t-shirts a piece in them that I have to go through to find that one $25.
But they're set up so that you can.
T-shirt.
They're set up so you go like this, and then you put it back. And and this one over here, it's like lifting them and spinning them, and I appreciate all the help. There's just gonna have to be some reorganization.
Rags, it depends on how you handle your taxes every year. So that question can't be answered with a yes or a no, because I do not do my unsold inventory in that way. I use a running tally. So it really depends on how you started doing your business and how you started reporting your numbers from the beginning.
Yeah,
I've been doing mine for 12 years, and I have an accountant, and it really depends on how they do it.
Yeah, Dana, 17,000. I have about 900 t-shirts, so there are a lot, and it's
see, Dana helped me a couple of times.
Yeah, the larges and the extra larges are the worst, because I just recently with Dana helped with me some of it, but I recently separated them all out by size. But the larges, there's 4 bins of larges and 4 bins of extra larges, so with those 2 sizes it's a little bit longer. But anyway,
she is on the cusp, actually, of a Taurus, and she is absolutely the Taurus personality type, even though she's not technically a Taurus. She's a cusper. Her birthday's the 19th.
Yeah, I am. So I just have, like, it's true. Somebody said everybody has something that they're weird about, and that's totally true. And overall, I am a much more messy. Well, you're not messy at all. I'm like the messy one. So
flat lay for nostalgia. Oh, remember when I was so injured I couldn't dress a Manny? Dana, maybe we should subcategory by color too. Black, black, and black.
Melissa said that she was looking at comps on something, and something popped up, and she recognized that it was my setup just by my pictures. See?
Sometimes, Kara, it has taken me 30 minutes to find one t-shirt. It doesn't take me more than 2 minutes to find anything in my own
Susie
inventory.
Beach, don't you tell me what I do. I sell a lot of t-shirts though, so generally it's like I'll have multiple of the same size, and so it's like it actually goes pretty quickly for me with the way I have it set up now. So it's all cool, guys. Anyway, let's look at our solds now that we're like a half an hour into the show.
I know, right? Sorry, guys.
Sorry. Ooh, there's only 4 minutes left on that thing. We'll have to look at it. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and share the screen here, and we're gonna look at our sold highlights for the week. What you got?
Well, I actually took an offer on this. I sold it for 75. I had paid 10, I believe, maybe 12. I talked about this in a haul video once. It's just one of the high dollar pencil sharpeners. I took an offer for 75. It shipped in a medium flat rate box. It was going to the East Coast, and it is pretty heavy. It's about 5 pounds. It's not a small one. And I was happy with that sale. It's fine.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Victoria Smith. So Victoria says she bags all of the shirts when she lists them, and then each bag has its number, and then she stores them in numerical order. You know what? I'm sure there's like lots of ways that would work way better. But one of the things that I have to recognize is the stuff that's going to work for me and what's not going to work for me. And I just don't have the patience to do that level of organization with how I store
things. Is not
but I know
organized.
Where everything is.
Mine is not that organized either. But I know where everything is too. So I guess it really, I have 2,500 items and I know where they are. So.
And to be honest, like I had to, Vicky's been having to ship for me these last few weeks. But when she went away to camp, I had to ship for her for 10 days. Well, not all those days, but it was shipping. But for the most part, like her the way that she has it organized, it does make sense. And I was mostly able to find everything without a problem. There were like a couple things that like it took a little bit, but for the most part, I had it all figured out. So
I can tell you like something is the 4th shelf down on the left, and I know where everything is. So
yeah, pretty much. All right. So my first one, we're going to talk about some t-shirts today. So this is kind of one of those things where when I talk about like why I buy certain t-shirts or don't buy other t-shirts, this is one of those gray areas because this is not a vintage t-shirt. It's a new t-shirt. And it's just kind of like this. Well, it's not new. It's a newer pre-owned t-shirt. But it jumped out at me because it's just really interesting. It's from Thailand. And it's just this really cool little scooter. It's like a specific kind of scooter, Lambretta 150, which I didn't know anything about when I bought this shirt. But this is my thought process that goes into buying shirts like this. Is I just thought, oh, this is really cool. It's to the specific type of scooter. I'm betting that there's people out there who are weird about these scooters. I'm gonna buy it, and it's like really cool. It's like all embroidered, and it's got like
it was cool. It's a weird button on it. Yeah.
And I really didn't have it that long. I think I had it maybe for a couple of months.
Not even, because you talked about it in a haul video.
Yeah,
maybe
and
6-8 weeks ago.
It's a really nice T-shirt, and I sold it for $42 to somebody in the U.S. But seriously, a T-shirt, used T-shirt, not vintage, $42. But
and you maybe paid $2-3 for it.
Yeah,
T-shirt.
Yeah, so I mostly buy vintage, but I also pick up stuff like this where I'm like, oh, this is really cool. There's going to be somebody out there who's going to love this.
I believe that went international too. Actually.
Did it?
I think so.
Oh, maybe it did. I don't know. Anyway, all right. Next one.
You don't know because you're doing the shipping.
Yeah, I'll go.
So I talked about this in a haul video a few weeks ago. This was like, I paid, I think maybe $3 for it. Build-A-Bear. I don't always buy them, but this particular one I had never seen before, and I knew it looked good. So it sold. It sold for the sale price of $55.97. It was really cute, really soft. It was under a pound. Went in a bag.
I like his cute little beard.
He is cute.
Ooh, 30 seconds left on Pyrex. You guys want to check that out?
All right, look real quick.
Now let's look real quick. Oh, 19 seconds. So it's,
let's watch it live.
This is the best part because it's like, sometimes it jumps way up at the end. I don't know. We've got like a lot of people watching, and there's gotta be somebody who's going to come in and like put down like 10.
There's going to be some sniping.
Yeah. If somebody's using like,
there better be sniping.
There better be sniping. We better see some sniping. Don't let us down.
Yeah. 2 seconds and no snipe. All right.
No snipe. Oh wait, where'd it go? Hold on.
It sold right
did
there,
it really?
Right
so it really did just sell for that amount.
Yep.
Man, what a letdown, guys. All right, let's go back to what we were talking about. Anyway.
All right, did my Build-A-Bear.
All right, so next one for me. I had to show this one because, come on, guys, I sold my first cat shirt. So I don't ever sell the cat shirts that I find, because for the most part, most cat shirts, it's like they make a bazillion of them, and it's like a huge craze right now. And so all the shirts that I get, there's probably like 20 million of them out there, and I only get the thrifted ones, and I could probably buy them for $9.99 on eBay anyway, so they're really not.
You either keep them or you give them away.
Right, or I give them away.
We have a bag of, I think, 87
We have a lot of them. We have a lot of them.
And that's how we give somebody away. She buys them all, and then we give them away.
But this is an Adventure Time t-shirt, and actually, I thought it was awesome.
Cartoon Network, right?
Yeah, I love Adventure Time. It's one of my favorite cartoons. It's just really silly and nerdy and cute. And look at them. They're riding a kitty. They're riding a kitty cat. Anyway, this one actually went out of the country as well. So I sold it, I mean, $28. Not, this is like kind of like the price I try to shoot for most of my t-shirts. They're just regular t-shirts, whether they're vintage or new, is around anywhere from like $25 to $28. So $27.99 went international. So they paid shipping. And
Dana says you have 17,000 cat shirts too. It's true. One thing I made her do this past week is we went through her 3 t-shirt drawers and actually got rid of a few shirts.
Rude.
Not many, but a few.
Rude.
She keeps buying and then doesn't get rid of them. And I swear she must have 200 that we kept.
Whatever. Anyway, next one for you.
Why is your that picture?
Why is your main photo like the
That's
back
my
of
main photo?
Yes.
What the hell? Did I list this when I was stoned?
I'm like, why are
Mind
you like,
you, I don't do drugs.
Is this like your avant-garde, like listing style? You're like, I'm going to show the back, and that's going to be my main photo. It's going to grab people's attention because they're going to be like, what's up with that? I'm going to pay $70 for it. I don't know what's going on.
Wow. Sorry. Maybe I listed this while you were in the hospital.
Apparently
I don't know what to say.
All right, tell us.
But it sold for $70. I paid $3.
Self-destruct. I only have 2 t-shirt drawers, and then I have a t-shirt shelf.
I paid $3 for this in Arizona.
Very nice. Yeah. Dana said I use a different main photo.
But didn't alert me.
When I cross-post on Etsy, I was like, what the hell? Oh, that's pretty fun. I'm surprised you didn't use this as your main photo. I think that would have been perfect.
You didn't alert me that I had that photo as my main photo. Yeah, sorry guys. Do as I say, not as I do.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, I'm thinking you probably meant to have this be your.
I'm sure I did. I must have taken the photos backwards. I don't know.
This would have been a good one too.
Yeah, you're a jerk.
Anyway, do you have anything else to say about this?
Nope. We paid $3.
You're like, move on.
Nothing to see here.
All right, I think Dana will like this sale. So this is, I think I showed these in a haul. I bought a bunch of Vans at Nordstrom Rack. So Nordstrom Rack, they sell a lot. They carry a lot of shoes. They're super high priced. Usually they're just too much. It'll be like, these shoes sell for $400. You can buy them here for $300. But one thing I noticed when I was there is that they have a lot of Vans, and all of their Vans, regardless of what they are priced at $30. And so some of them are, just your boring basic Vans. Totally a good deal to only pay $30 to buy them if you're buying them for yourself, but not so great for resale. But I went around and I got a bunch of ones that were more collectible and more interesting. And so this is one of those pairs. And so I paid $30 for them and I sold them for $112. I think you used Pirate Ship and you were able to cubic because of because they were not
1048.
I was probably dumb, and I should probably for the other ones take the boxes out of the listings. Because for some reason I thought, I don't know, maybe you guys have an opinion about this. I know that doesn't have a top, but for some reason I thought it was better to have it in the box just because it came with the box, which only added size to it. So it went cubic. It's probably 0.3 cubic. So it was about 10 something to ship it. Still better than sending it flat rate or by weight priority. But yeah, because I think they went to like North Carolina or something like that. But totally, if you guys have a Nordstrom Rack near you, go check it out, see what they have for Vans. Again, I just grabbed some more collectible ones. I've sold a couple pairs so far, so it's kind of cool.
Yeah, Allison said the clips on my backdrop and the thing backwards sold. So silly.
All right.
Anyway, as you can tell, I'm clearly not as hung up with my photos as Dana is, as Katie is, because I just, whatever. If they're good, they're good. That's, sometimes they're better than others.
Yeah.
This didn't stop this from selling. So this I paid about $7 for. I had it listed maybe 5 or 6 months or so. It's just a vintage Hawaiian dress, but it's really cool, bright, psychedelic. It sold for $91.
Crazy. Crazy, man. Yeah, all right, Dana, I'm going to take those boxes out of there. Hey, and speaking of our background, we have a new backdrop that we just got, and we still need to set up our ring light. So once the ring lights, we're going to set up the ring light when I do my t-shirt pictures. So I think Vicky's going to help me set that up.
Katie had purchased a new backdrop before her accident, and it's a 60-inch projector screen.
No. 102 inches.
Oh, 102-inch projector screen.
102-inch.
So we were able to, my friend and neighbor came by and hung it up for me, hang out for us last week, and it's actually pretty cool.
Yeah. So I want to, as soon as I am able to take pictures with the ring light and that backdrop, I will report back to you guys and we'll see how they look.
You know what? And I'm totally sure Snapseed and all those other apps work great for brightening photos and editing photos. I am not knocking anybody that chooses to do that. I just tend to photograph and list so many things that I don't give a shit about editing photos. And
I'm a firm believer in getting your setup as dialed in as possible to where you don't have to edit photos. So I do a lot of my, I'm pretty happy with how my photos are, but I definitely, it's how I use the camera
I could
settings.
make the time self-destruct. I could totally make the time. Don't get me wrong. I'm not that dogged at anybody that wants to do it. I just don't. I don't care enough. I know that sounds.
See, and I totally care, but to me, it's all about the settings in my camera. So I have the lighting, settings, of the camera. I'm hoping that with the new backdrop and the ring light, it's going to step up my pictures to another level. But again, I like to do it with no editing after I take the pictures. But anyway, here's a t-shirt.
I'm hoping my pictures are adequate enough to sell. That's really what it is. I'm not trying to make them look perfect.
Yeah. So this is a t-shirt that I actually got when we were on our Phoenix trip to go visit Teresa and do thrifting in Phoenix. And this is actually a t-shirt that I listed after the accident. So I listed it sometime like last week, like I think early last week or something like that. One of the first things I listed once I was trying to list some things again, and it sold super fast for $56.
Yeah, see, Jasso, thank you. I'm glad that I was able to give you some confidence that she's like, I have now, I think it's faith. I have faith now that my stuff will sell after seeing Vicky's pics. Exactly.
But anyway, I just thought this was a super cool t-shirt, and I'm pretty stoked that it sold so quickly for $56. So pretty happy about that. I love these the Warner Brothers Looney Tunes sports t-shirts. I think
even
cool.
if the photo is backward, I'll still sell that mother. Listen, if nothing else, I can make you guys laugh, right?
Pretty much. All right, next one for you. Let's
adequate photos. Okay, so I paid $3 or $4 for this. I did take an offer. I sold it for $55, but I sold it to France, and they paid shipping. It was Priority International because it was £5.
Electronic backgammon? What? I didn't even see this.
I think I showed it in a haul one week, but maybe not.
I don't remember. Backgammon's fun.
I paid $3 or $4, and I took an offer for $50, and they paid shipping. And because of pirate ship, I did get a decent discount on the shipping. So
nice.
Normally I would have,
yeah,
it would have been free shipping in the US, and that would have had to go into at least a medium flat rate box because it's pretty heavy.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Doug says he hesitates on charging enough on some cool t-shirts. Just play around with it. You never know. And the longer I know, Doug, I think you said that you're a newer seller. The longer you've been doing this, you'll kind of get a better feel for like what you can, what stuff you can charge a little more for. And especially when it comes to vintage stuff, you definitely want to be playing around with Etsy, because I do really well on Etsy with men's vintage stuff. So especially like sportswear stuff.
Yeah, see, Barbara said we sold an electronic chess game to France once. They did. They paid more shipping than they paid for the game. The shipping was like 56 and the game was 50.
That's super awesome.
So, yep.
Yeah. All right. Now I showed this one in a haul video. This is the Lecoq Sportif Descent down puffer jacket. It was super lightweight. It was really cool. I think I had like a couple of different items that week, same brand.
You did.
And it's a really cool kind of lightweight jacket. And I really didn't have it listed that long, like maybe a month or so?
Maybe a month.
And this is one of those times when, people talk about like getting best offers that are like super low ball offers, but don't you love it when you get an offer where you're like, I'm totally down with that. They offered $175, and I'm like, you know what? $175, cool. I think I paid maybe $10 at the absolute most for this jacket. So $175 was a great flip. I was pretty stoked to get that, but definitely, be on the lookout for this brand because it can do really well.
I have not found anything by that brand yet.
Yeah. Well, now you're going to be looking, aren't you?
I am.
Aren't you? Aren't you?
I am.
Aren't you?
I am.
Aren't you?
I am.
All right, next one for you. I think you have a pretty good story on these ones.
Yeah, I've actually had these listed for about 2 years. Like, it's ridiculous. I don't know why I've had them listed for so long, but they are what they are. And my photos are a little blown out. So, but they've been listed for about 2 years. I did get these out of a storage locker that was actually, the contents were given to me. So I have sold probably 100 pairs of vintage Nike and Reebok shoes out of that storage locker. I'm down to like my last 2 or 3 pairs. So this is one. These sold for $120, just what you see there. And they went in a cubic, in a box in a bag.
Nice. Very cool. And how much did you say you sold for it? What was the offer?
$120.
Oh, you sold for that full amount. Awesome. Price. Very, very cool. What's up, Martha Howard? Just jumping in. Everything's good. We're having fun here. Big Drift. Allison says that she finds the Lecoq Sportif whatever in shorts. I don't know how they sell in shorts, but I find the jackets do really well. Shorts, I don't know. So I don't know if you actually, Allison, if you actually buy those and sell them or not. But wait, who's going to Olive Garden? What? Who's going to? Oh, Frenchie's going to Olive Garden.
Frenchie.
Pick it up, take out. Olive Garden, sometimes going there and getting the salad and the breadsticks is kind of a good
Just
deal.
The salad and breadsticks.
I'm just saying.
I don't think any of the other food is good.
I'm just saying. All right, let's go on to my next one. So now we're jumping over to Etsy. So this one, not like a huge sale, but this is just like typical vintage t-shirts that I get. Not something I'm going to price up crazy high, but all the t-shirts I get, I price to sell at 20, like about $30. And then if it's something extra special, I'll go higher than that. So basically, the way I price my stuff, this t-shirt was posted on eBay for $39.99, but I do a lot of 30% off sales, and that's where it gets knocked down to $27.99. I list the same t-shirt on Etsy for $29.99, and so this particular one sold for $30, and it was only listed for, I think this might even be another one that I listed after the accident, because I really don't think it was listed for very long, and it sold really quickly. It just went to California, but vintage t-shirts, man.
Are you sure this went to California? I think this was international.
No,
too.
I looked it up because
Okay.
I was curious. It went to California. But seriously, like vintage t-shirts just do, you'd be surprised the stuff that sells. But I think it's a cool shirt. Poisonally. All right, this is the one I grabbed for you. Look at those pants. Look at those pants. Ridiculous.
So I bought these, I want to say probably about a year ago. I bought 6 or 7 pairs. They were new old stock, and I paid up for them. I paid $10 or $12 a piece, and they've been slowly selling.
Ridiculous.
But these sold for $90 plus international shipping. So they went, I can't remember where they went, somewhere in the UK, I believe, or Australia, but they sold for $90.
Wow. That's crazy. Ridiculous. Somebody said something. Oh yeah. So Allison says, hell yes, I sell those shorts. They're usually the gym teacher style. Very cool. Very, very cool. All right. So, and then my last one, nothing that exciting, but this is just a polo jeans company, Ralph Lauren sweater, vintage, but I sold it on Etsy for $47.99.
Woohoo!
And I think this is one that I had in my eBay store for quite a while. And then when I got back into Etsy, and I went back and started to cross post some of the old listings on eBay over to Etsy. This one sold, it was listed on eBay on sale for $41.99, and it sold for $47.99. So I'm telling you, Doug, I saw Doug say that he just started his Etsy store and he's going to start putting stuff over in there. I'm telling you, men's vintage does really well. I do really well with streetwear and sports stuff. I sell a lot of jackets there, a lot of sweatshirts. You know, it really, if you're sourcing and selling that kind of stuff, you definitely want to have an Etsy store. All right, I'm gonna stop the screen share. Were you going to show people that? Why don't you tell people what you got right now?
Okay, so this is actually kind of fun. Then we'll get into our haul because I know we're already pushing an hour. But
man, you guys,
this is one of the silly gifts that I got for Katie for Christmas. So I ordered this, I want to say like 3 months ago. There was a Groupon.
Yeah.
So here's the story. There was a Groupon for this thing that costs $100, and it was like $40 on the Groupon. So I said, sweet, I'll spend $40. I order it. It's a custom thing. You have to send photographs and go back and forth with the people that are making it that apparently are not in this country, but you don't know that when you're buying the Groupon, right? Because the language barrier was not pretty. Again, if there wasn't a language barrier, I wouldn't care. I don't care where it came from.
So before you show it, what was the thing that you bought the Groupon for?
So the thing that I bought was a customized bobblehead. Because I thought that she'd get a kick out of it. Like I could get a bobblehead that looked like Katie and send a bunch of pictures.
I'd have my own bobblehead.
And I thought that was cute, right? I thought that was a funny little gift. So I send a bunch of pictures, and then you go back and forth with the pictures, and they're supposed to customize the head, and then you can pick the body, and you can pick the clothing and all this kind of stuff, right?
Well, and somehow like one of the drafts or whatever they had, like I had a ponytail, even though in the pictures you said I had no ponytail because I don't have a ponytail.
So I just said, no, her hair's not pulled back. It's just short.
And what'd your shipping end up being?
And the shipping was $45 for this thing that weighs less than a pound. So the $40 funny gift ended up being an $85 crapola gift because this is what it looks like.
Oh my God, you guys. Guys, it looks just like me. It's my very own bobblehead. Well, I mean, the back kind of looks. I got short hair. I got short brown hair. All right. Okay. Maybe I wear hoodies. I've had a red one before. I don't have one now, but that's cool.
I went with the red hoodie because it was all black, so I didn't want it to be all black because it could.
I'm a little concerned about the
lack of bobbling. It doesn't bobble.
All right, guys, check it out.
It's a boy. It's a
boy's boobs. It's a boy's boobs, which I guess that's sort of like what I am, but I don't know. Maybe, what do you guys think? Does that look like me at all?
I mean, literally, it's supposed to be a custom of her face.
I don't know. I think that the problem is that the face shape isn't quite right. And
She
like
look like Ellen DeGeneres. She kind of does. It kind of does. They went, oh, it's a girl with short hair. Let's make it Ellen with dark hair.
And also the hair, it's like, I mean, it could be a little bit more like uppy, sticky uppy.
It looks like a new kid on the block.
Yeah, jawline fail. See, that's the problem. It's like the face, the
shape of the face was entirely different.
I think it's hilarious because it's just like I just got my boy with boobs bobblehead. Anyway, I love it. I love it. I actually think it's probably better than even if it did look like me. So I think it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny.
Anyway, the socks were better.
Anyway, so should we get into our haul?
Doug says I love his boobs though.
Anyway. What website did you use for the bobble? Do you even know what the website is?
It was through Groupon, so whatever. If you see a Groupon for a customized bobblehead,
I
think it's like bobblehead for charity or something, because they give a portion of the proceeds to charity. Don't do it.
Yeah,
just don't do it.
Yeah. Now, see the bobblehead. Maybe I'll paint like a little kitty cat on it, and it'll look like more
ridiculous.
I think it's totally worth it for the story, Lisa. I think you were absolutely correct. So let's go ahead. You want to start showing some stuff that you got for your little haul?
I got a little haul. So I picked up these little dudes yesterday. Let me find the other one.
Look at this little dude.
There's two. Wait. I gotta get the
other one. Look at his cute little feet.
Yeah, they're for real dolls. But they're the older ones. So they're made by Tiger Inc. And they're the for real bears, and they move and they wiggle and all this kind of stuff. So I paid about $4.50 each for them. And I got two. I haven't tested them yet because I just got them last night, but they do sell for about 40 to 50 bucks.
Yeah.
The older ones. They're not the little ones. They're not the new kind. They're not the babies.
So, I like the panda. He's cute.
They're kind of cute.
Yeah. Self-destruct Etsy. So the charging per click, that's only their promoted listings. You don't have to be in promoted listings to use Etsy. And you get to choose what you want to do per click. I do 5 cents per click. I think you're doing 2 cents, right?
Yep.
And then you can set a daily budget. So it's totally up to you if you even want to do promoted listings, and then you get to decide how much you pay. All right, go ahead.
And I bought this little guy when we were out with your dad.
Did you say how much those other bears would sell for? Or you don't know yet?
They sell for about 40 to 50 bucks.
Okay.
If they work. I haven't tested them yet.
Yeah.
What do you test them on? You just batteries. They're batteries, and you have to test them. I haven't even done that yet. So this I paid $3 for. This is the female version of the Duffy bear, which is the hidden Mickey Disney bear. This is the female version. Her name is Sydney, I believe. Shelly May.
There you go. Sherry has it.
And it's a pillow. It's like the pillow pet.
Like a pillow pet.
Yep. Like, so it lays flat, and then you can do this. Anyway, this was about $3 to $5 I paid, and I washed it already because it was a little dingy looking, but it's super cute. And they sell for about $65.
Very cool.
So
I like it.
It was cute.
Regs, Sandy, my dad got books. Well, the first place we went to Salvation Army, and he ended up on the couch there looking at his phone, like all dads do when they go thrifting with you, right? Dads and husbands. But then my grandpa used to sit in the car and do crossword puzzles while we were read the Reader's Digest while we were in the store thrifting when I was a kid. But yeah, he got some books at the Savers because they had the buy 4 get 1 free or something like that.
It was real. It was cute. That was cute. All right, you can go.
All right.
I just did my little plush.
All right.
How do you wash plush? I throw them right in the washing machine.
I mean, that particular one seems like a pretty washer friendly.
I throw them right in the washing machine. 99% of them. I don't wash them all, but that one was dingy.
Yeah.
If it has electronics in it, I obviously don't wash them.
DJ's phone's volume was off. What?
Oh my God. So you missed her mouth?
Oh, you missed all the good stuff. And I'm deleting this video as soon as it's over, so you're out of luck. Anyway, all right, let's look at some t-shirts I got. So this one I love. This is a vintage. Now, this tag right here, this Hanes tag, is going to be 80s into early 90s. And you'll see from this t-shirt, I love this kind of stuff. This is a Ferris High School. I don't even know where this high school is. I haven't looked it up or anything yet. But this is class of 90. So yeah, so this t-shirt was probably made, right at the end of, probably in 89. But so senior 90, parent, look at that guy. Look at him with his little Surf's Up tank top on, and his sweet little polka dot shorts. I think these t-shirts are rad. I could totally sell this for $30. I love it.
Oh, Sherry's got some info on the Shelly May. Does she have the tag?
Check it out.
It's not new with tags, but it has the tag.
She says,
yes.
Shelly May was only available from Disney Tokyo Sea.
It just says Disney Parks. It doesn't say Disney Tokyo on it.
It doesn't say Disney.
Oh,
Disney.
but it is in Japanese.
Ah, there you go.
The tag is in Japanese.
The tag is in Japanese.
There's one in Japanese and one in English.
There you go. So that might be it. Very cool.
I don't know.
Anyway, this is just my love for weird.
It does look like a Ferris Bueller
t-shirts.
t-shirt. Thank
It
you.
kinda does.
I thought the same thing, Sunny.
It kind of does, but I love it. So I don't even know where Ferris High School is, but I'm sure I'll learn it soon enough. So this next t-shirt this is not vintage, but here's another thing that I like to get is anything that's like related to cars, like the auto industry, specific models that people are really into or they're really into.
I really think she's got a wicked cute face. Sorry.
You're very rude.
Sorry.
Just kidding.
They call it Mickey. It's got the Mickey.
Now this is a Tesla t-shirt. But here's what's cool about this shirt. So there's tons of Tesla. If you go look up like Tesla t-shirts on eBay, there's tons of Tesla. It's very trendy, very cool, whatever. But what's interesting about this one is this is actually like a union t-shirt. So this is from, this is people who work for Tesla.
Well, we have a Tesla factory here in Vegas.
Yeah, members of the union. So I think it's a pretty cool t-shirt. And when it comes to, if you look at the Tesla stuff and like sort solds, highest to lowest, you'll see that it's like the jackets and t-shirts that belong to people that are like from employees, like people who actually work there, as opposed to just the stuff that gets made for the general public to buy. Are you done? Are you, no, that was not
Tesla is another great 80s band. Thank you.
There you go. Anyway, I think this is a really cool t-shirt. I don't know. I'll probably be able to sell this for like $30. But do you want to talk more about your bear? Do you want to talk more about your bear, or is your bear done? Is your bear done?
She's done.
Is your bear done?
You've shamed her.
Is your bear done?
Into submission.
All right. Hold on. Let me finish up here.
I know. I'm just getting my next thing.
Next, I have this.
Horses.
Next, I have this awesome tank top. I also like anything ski related, like this kind of stuff. This is Jim Dandy Ski Club, Detroit, Michigan, y'all. And this, I would say, is probably late 90s. It's just a cool t-shirt. I mean, when you go skiing and you wear your tank top, when you hit the slopes and it's sunny, man, right?
Weirdo.
Right?
Weird. You're weird.
Anyway, love it. Love it. And then last t-shirts real quick. For the most part, I don't buy Diamond company stuff anymore, but these were new with tags. And they're really big sizes. I think this one's, they're both 4XL. I swear, I always find the new with tags 4XL Diamond Supply Company. But I thought this one was cool with the hunting stuff on the front of it.
Sherry, I am not sending you my pillow pet so that your poor dog Barkley can violate Shelly May. It is not happening.
And this is the other one I grabbed. There were a bunch of them there, but I just grabbed the two that I thought were most likely to be able to sell. But again, Diamond Supply Company stuff does sell somewhat. It's kind of like a mid-level streetwear brand. It's a little bit past its prime, but I should be able to sell these because of the really big size that they are, and they are
probably
new.
30,
especially this one right here, because I think that one's cool. Kind of hipstery a little bit. Anyway, that's it. Continue.
So I grabbed this I paid $10 for it at Goodwill yesterday. Last night we stopped in real quick when we stopped to get dinner, pick up some takeout. So it has no tags on it, but it really reminds me of Levi's, but I'm not going to say that because there's no tags anywhere on it, but it's this vintage denim sports coat.
It's really cool.
With the orange piping. It's so 70s. It's very orange. It's very 70s, very Western looking. But it also came with a little matching vest.
And there's no tags in any of it?
No, and it's not handmade. because it's lined and everything. It really reminds me of 70s Levi's, but I can't find any tags anywhere. But it does have a nice clean hanky on the in the interior pocket. But yeah, it just says dry clean only in it, but it doesn't have the anything else. So it's not handmade. But I thought that was pretty cool. I'm probably gonna list that for about 100. I mean, I don't know that it'll sell for that, but
I love it. Is it brushed denim?
Stuff. It is brushed denim, Susie.
What? Tell us what brushed denim is.
It's the way it feels. It feels I don't know how to describe it, but it feels like it's like almost velvety on the top. Mm-hmm. It could be Levi's, suede. It could be Wrangler. It's almost suede. But that's yeah, there's the fact that there's nothing. Didn't come with pants.
Oh,
it didn't come with pants.
Pretty sweet.
So I thought that was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then another sweet vintage find I paid $10 for.
This is all like Goodwill, right?
Yeah, Goodwill.
Yeah, we stopped at the Goodwill. Guys, it only reinforced my feelings about the Goodwills here in Vegas. Pretty much no jackets. I mean, you got that. But like when you go in the men's section, there's like the jackets are non-existent. And no sweatshirts really, not really any sweaters. I don't understand. Like, I don't know if it all gets sent away to get sold online or something like that. But there's like nothing. It makes no sense to me. So I'm just like, it's a waste of my time to go to Goodwill. We just happened to, we were picking up something to eat and it was right there. So it made sense to go in. But
yeah, there's no, there's nothing on the buttons. The buttons are just like the plastic buttons, unfortunately. But anyway, I picked up this cool little neon.
That I love.
Windbreaker type ski jacket. It's very lightweight. It's a small, I think. It's a women's small. I paid $10 for it. I mean, it's a medium, but that's a small medium.
Yeah, Dana says
it's a medium.
I score so hard at Goodwill. But the thing is that Goodwill, the Goodwill's here, the men's section is like this big, and then the rest of the store is all women's. So it's just, yeah. Meh.
Deseret's hit or miss for me here. I don't really go very often, but I do like Deseret in other states. I'm just not crazy about it here in Vegas. So anyway, I'll probably sell this for like 40, maybe 50 if I'm lucky. It's just like great colors. Great colors. I like it.
I will, when we go home to visit my parents, I will be taking Vicky to the Goodwill there so that she can see what a real Goodwill looks like. Okay? Okay? Okay. But the thing is, Deborah says men are hoarding their clothes. The thing is, all the savers here have tons of jackets and sweaters and sweatshirts and stuff like that. And I can't imagine that like men are only going to Savers today as opposed to Goodwill. So it should be the same type of stuff coming in. So
Sandy, how am I going to price the jacket and vest since it's unbranded? I'm still going to price it at about $100. To me, it would have lent a little credibility if it had Levi's brand on it or something like that. But honestly, vintage clothing is very infrequently about the brand. It's about the style and the way it's made. People are buying it for a look, not a name.
Yeah. What you got there?
That being said, this is a vintage Pendleton extra long button-down shirt. I paid $5.99 for this one. And it's it's a wool button down. It is a new without tags. It has the manufacturer's tag on it. It's also really, it's got the crisp factory folds. It's got crispy factory folds in it. But it's also, sometimes there are certain ones that are worth more than others because of the pattern. And this is one of them. This is the McLean plaid, Tartan McLean, which when they have it stated that that's what it is, you want to put that in the
Was that from the movie Die Hard?
I don't know. Catch your reference.
Isn't that his name? Isn't
I
it
have
McLean?
no idea. I saw Die Hard once like 30 years ago, wherever the hell it came out. So anyway, so it's a different type of, it's a muted plaid. So I'm going to I listed this for, I think about 75 and it'll probably sell for like 60 to 75 around there. I paid $5.99.
So Jennifer wants to know which Savers in Vegas is my favorite. So she says Summerlin. My favorite is probably the one on Decatur, and then my second favorite is actually probably the Summerlin one, which is the Lake Mead one. Those are the two that I feel like consistently I find the best stuff. But I usually, like when I'm working at my regular level, like I haven't been able to do like a normal sourcing day. And I have a bunch of stuff that needs to be photographed and listed anyway. But normally I would go on Thursdays and I go to all 6 of them. So I like
it's going to be a while until you're worth that. But
yeah.
Western wear is kind of rockabilly. Yeah, that jacket is definitely rockabilly / hipster. It can kind of cross both ways. Really depends on how it's accessorized. And my favorite Savers is on Trop, and I think it's just because it's the biggest, and I shop every department. So
Dana says she loves Crazy Town Savers, which is the one that's on Charleston. That one for me is super hit or miss as far as the men's stuff goes. I've found amazing stuff there, but that one out of all of them is the one I've left with almost nothing the most. So,
how close are the Savers to the Vegas Strip? They're all within 5 to 10 miles. Well, not all, but a few of them are within like 5 to 10 miles, I should say.
Yeah,
because the Strip is kind of central.
They're kind of and they're well spaced out. Like the way that I go, I mean, it takes me about 25 minutes to get to the first one, which is the one in Decatur. And then they are basically, it's about 15 minutes drive in between each one. So
Heather, her last name actually is McLean. So she wanted to know what size the shirt is. It's a 2XL long men's. It's pretty big. It's pretty big, but it's nice. Okay. Do you want to do a few? Because I only have a couple more.
Yeah. Okay. So
Lisa's right. Everything's like 20 minutes apart in Vegas as far as the Savers go. They're all within 15 to 20 minutes of each other.
Yeah. All right.
It's a big circle.
So I was pretty stoked about finding this. I haven't seen Teresa in the chat. She doesn't love us. Her church time changed on Sunday. She had church early today. So there's no reason why she's not watching the show unless she's taking a nap because she stays up all night. Anyway, new with tags, guys. New with tags. Check it out. This is a soft shell jacket, but wait for it. What company do you think is on the back? Huh? I don't know. It's very exciting. Very exciting. New with tags. Here we go. Big reveal. eBay. Boom. This is the OG eBay logo. We've gone through a couple of logo changes and color changes. So this is the old school. This is a large. I found this at the Tropicana Savers, $10.99, and I got 20% off of that. It's a nice soft shell jacket with the tag still attached. So I'm pretty excited about this one. I don't know how much this stuff sells, how much the eBay stuff sells for, but I'm definitely going to sell it.
50, 60 bucks.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to sell it because it has the tags and everything.
I may steal it.
You were not stealing it.
You
are not stealing it.
I have never stolen anything from you.
You are not stealing it. Anyway.
Hey, Brenda. Brenda's in the house.
Up? Anyway, but yeah, I thought that was a super cool jacket. But Teresa, if she was around, I think
she's finally sleeping because we haven't seen Teresa in a couple of weeks, and we've talked to since we've been home. She's been a little quiet, and usually she's super texts a lot between the two of us. And said to her this morning, I'm like, oh my God, are you okay? Like, is she alive? Like, I haven't heard from Teresa in days. Yeah. She has been she's been
super busy.
Yeah.
She it's a large, waist not whatnot. The jacket's a large. But yeah, she went crazy after the holidays and went all out, going to all the different like Walmarts and Targets and buying out like all of the holiday stuff. She literally has like over 2,000 items that she needs to process and get listed. Like her garage is like jam-packed full of tons of Christmas stuff. So yeah, all right. And then the last
Martha says now is the time to steal it. Absolutely, before she lists it. Come on. It's just not going to make it back into the basement into the garage when I have to bring stuff down.
I just don't see you wearing that style of jacket. I mean, you can try it on, but I don't know.
I would wear it to an eBay thing.
So you're going to take it from me just so that like one time you can wear it? Whatever.
See, I would look adorable.
Well, I'll send you an invoice. All right. So this is the other jacket I got. I think this is I actually think the style is very rockabilly. Because if you look at like the style of jacket, it's got kind of the short cut.
It's pretty gross.
Whatever.
It's brown.
I understand it's brown. I think this is very rockabilly. You can see this with some jeans with the cuffs, the fat cuffs. Anyway, this is super cool. This is actually, guys, a members only. Check it out. Check it out. Waist out whatnot. Oh, it's saying sold up. She's buying that right out from under you. Sorry. This is actually a members only. Check it out. Made in Korea.
It is poop brown.
Yeah. Send me a message. Send me a message on that jacket, and I'll send you an invoice. So this
if you really do want it.
Well, that's all caps right there. They're like yelling it at us. I think that's genuine.
Mhm.
Anyway, this is members only, and this is like an interesting. I don't really know the history of this particular label, like this tag. I've seen it on a few jackets. I have one other jacket, and it's always on the ones that are super interesting. The other one I have is like this. It's also brown, and it's like this weird denim material, but it's a motorcycle jacket, like the kind that like zips up to, you know what I mean, like the side. I don't know what that style is other than motorcycle jacket.
Moto.
But I think this jacket's
Oh, Kara
super
says
cool.
it's not brown. It sells for more when you call it earth tone. There you go.
All right. I will say, anyway, yeah, I would never wear this jacket, but I think it's super cool.
John Cougar Mellencamp jacket. I'm with you, Nate. I think that might be it.
All right. That's it for my clothing stuff. After this, I got just the vinyl records I got. So if you want to go ahead and
Okay, sure.
finish up with your stuff.
So I have some, just like some bread and butter pieces I want to talk about. This is an Anthropologie brand. It's called Tabitha. So it's a size 6. I paid about $8 for it, but it's a real pretty, dress. It's a sheath dress.
I think it's really cool.
Yeah, I'll probably sell it for about between 40 and 50. So let's say I'll sell it for like 45.
I will let Vicky try the jacket on, and if it's something that she really actually wants.
No, that's fine.
Well, Cami makes a good point. You did wipe my butt. So I will.
Thanks, Cami.
I will let you try it on, but you have to actually really like it. It can't just be that you want to wear it one time to impress somebody at eBay.
I will try it on. Okay, so this is another brand that is sold by ModCloth, which is kind of a rockabilly pinup brand of clothing. This is called Effie's Heart. It's just one of the brands that is sold on ModCloth, kind of like Anthropologie. And this I paid about $4.50 for. It's just a pretty little dress. It's actually my size. It's a little big for me. If I were feeling skinny enough to wear dresses, I would have kept it myself.
Is it squirrels?
It is squirrels.
I think it's pretty adorable.
It has squirrels all over it.
Mm-hmm.
So that will probably sell for about 50, maybe a little bit more because it's the squirrels. I don't know. And I have one more. I actually showed it to Dana last night. I know you can see my lovely attire today. This is my I'm not leaving the house Sunday attire.
Yeah. Victoria Smith, she's wearing your pants.
I am. I'm wearing pajama bottoms myself.
She has the same ones.
So this is a good brand. This is a nice vintage brand called Alfred Shaheen. He makes a lot of women's clothing from the 60s on up. A lot of it is Hawaiian, but not all of it. This is kind of an Asian inspired kimono style dress. So it's got the split neck. It's got a real Asian pattern on it with some sheer sleeves.
It's really pretty.
Angel sleeves with tassels.
Is that the one you said was you thought was a wedding dress?
Yeah, it's kind of it's an Asian wedding dress is kind of the style.
Mm-hmm.
Even though may not necessarily have been a wedding dress. That's kind of the style. It's called kimono wedding. Anyway, it was like sitting on an end cap waiting for me.
Just waiting for you.
It was, I tell you.
Martha Howard says Alfred Sheen is expensive.
It is. It was $10, and it is absolutely new without tags. It is so crisp and clean. Crispy. And like even the front piece hasn't even been folded. It's
not crazy. Made of silk.
It actually is, I believe, silk. It's a silk.
It is?
I think it's a silk shantung. If anybody knows what that is, it's kind of a
what the what?
Yeah, it's like a
what the what? I've never even heard of that. What is it? Silk shantung?
Tongue, T-U-N-G.
What the hell is that?
S-H-A-N-T-U-N-G. It's kind of a textured silk.
Interesting.
Or like a silk brocade, but it's not thick enough for a brocade. Anyway, I think it is silk. I'm going to list
Victory
it for
76 says that you should put ADD in the title of that dress because it has squirrels on it.
That's funny. I'm probably going to list this for about $150 on Etsy, and it probably will sell for around $100 to $120 on eBay. eBay Alfred Shaheen pieces are often very underpriced, but I think that this is a really nice one, so I would absolutely list it higher.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that was my favorite piece that I found this week, and then I'll show my last thing, and then you can. So this I paid up for a little bit. I paid $16 because I got my 20% off on it. And it's a vintage Polaroid kit. but it's a professional instant camera system. The Pro Pack happens to be one of the ones
that mean?
sells.
What's it
It's just the name of it.
Can we see? Can you pull it out?
Yes, I am pulling it out. Hold your freaking
She's getting
horses.
real sassy, guys.
Hold your horses.
She's getting real sassy, guys.
Anyway, not all vintage Polaroids are worth money, but a few here and there are. And this one happens to be complete with, you know, the booklet and some information about the photocopy kit. And it's got the little flash and the camera, which is dusty. I haven't tested it out yet.
A little dusty.
Assuming it works, this will sell for about $75 to $85.
Remember when you used to have to go to the store to buy like the disposable flashes for your camera? And it was like they were on the end caps and stuff, and it was like
you're old enough to remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. I grew up in the 80s. Come on.
But yeah, that was my last find.
Yes, I am back to life.
Still trying to make Katie or Vicky spit soda or water out of the nose in the video.
Most likely it won't happen to me. It's more likely that this one over here will spit something out of her nose. Yeah.
I'm not as funny as she is, so chances are. Yep.
All right. So
Jennifer asked, am I good to just ignore eBay suggested pricing? Yes. I didn't even have to finish the rest of your question. Vintage FSU.
Sandy, you're right. She has been holding her sass in for a few weeks. Now she's coming full force.
So yeah, Jennifer, totally ignore. You do your own research and then price where you think something should lay based on your research. eBay's algorithm that does those suggested pricings does not take a lot of things into account. That doesn't really necessarily know exactly what you're talking about unless it's something that has a skew on it. Yeah. And even then it may not know about condition or whether you have something bundled with it. So I absolutely ignore their suggested pricing.
Yeah. And a lot of times, and we're going to talk a little bit about looking at comps and stuff like that and what they tell you. A lot of times people underprice stuff.
I remember the photomat drive up places, Chris. We used to have little photomat huts. You drop off your film and then go back and pick it up like 2 weeks later.
Yeah. So, okay. So I collect, I've started this last year, collecting vinyl and specifically movie soundtracks, especially like horror movie soundtracks. And stuff.
I do believe I gave you your first two.
You did. That one right there is the very first one. And plus I have a buddy, Keith, who loves record shopping. And so I kind of just started doing it because I wanted to go hang out with him.
Keith and Scott.
Yes, Keith and Scott. But Keith is the one that he's the one that's the ringleader and gets us going. But anyway, I used to collect movies and music and stuff like that, and I've started collecting movies again a little bit. But this is kind of like my new thing this last year is these vinyl soundtracks and stuff. And now one of the things is that I'm super cheap. I hate spending money on pretty much anything.
She's totally a Jew.
That was very inappropriate.
You're Jewish. I can say it.
Okay, whatever.
Totally cheap. She says it all the time.
It's true.
I'm cheap like my dad. I'm a cheap Jew. She says it all the time.
Anyway, so I hate spending money on myself. Basically, if I want to go blow money, I'll go source it because I want to be able to list it and have it working for me. And so when I started doing this, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to collect soundtracks, but anytime I go buy stuff, I need to try and source something that I can sell to cover the cost of it. So I'm basically covering the cost of my habit. And so recently, one of the things I got was this sweet Lost Boys 7-inch single. One side has Cry Little Sister on it. The B-side, I think the B-side's even better because the B-side is I Still Believe. Do you remember that song? Do you guys remember in Lost Boys? You remember the scene on the boardwalk? And the music's playing. And
I've been on that boardwalk.
There's that guy who's like super jacked and he has no shirt on and he's like all oiled up and playing the saxophone. I still believe. Remember that song?
I don't remember the song.
So good.
At all.
It's so ridiculous.
I remember the movie, but I don't remember the song.
Anyway, this was like a limited edition. There were two different versions. One was glow in the dark. The glow in the dark one sold out super fast. And then this one is a black and blue marble vinyl.
Never seen Lost Boys?
What? What? Anyway,
it's when vampires were cute and they had mullets and they didn't sparkle.
So these were $15. I wanted it for myself. So what I did is I bought 3 of them. I just listed the other 2 last night. They're selling for around $30, $35. So not like a huge amount. I listed mine for $49.99, but it's open to best offer. So I'm hoping I'll sell it for like around $40. So really, I just want to sell the other 2. It's not so much to make money off of these. It's more to be able to cover my cost for mine. But super cool.
They were cute vampires with mullets.
So last night,
mullets were acceptable in the 80s, and it was when Keith Sutherland was young and cute.
Yeah. So last night after we went to Savers, I really wanted to go to Zia Records. They do new and used stuff, and she hated it. I'm like, just really quick, because I had a couple of $25 gift cards, and I also had points on my account. So I'm like, well, let's go check it out. Just like that dress was hanging on the end rack, just waiting for you. This guys, this is the best thing I got last night. This is the best thing I've gotten in a while. How many times did I bring it up after last night?
She must have mentioned it 10 times, and here we go again. She's going to go on a tangent again now.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, this was sitting, so when you go into Zia Records, they always have all the new stuff, like all the used vinyl that has come in, like not new releases, but stuff that's just come in, and they have it like in this one area. And I always go look there first. This was sitting right in the front. It was sitting right smack dab in front. So this just came in. It is used, and you'll see it's priced at $40. And you're like, what? $40 for a used soundtrack? Okay, so when I saw this, I looked at it, and here's the thing. In the last few years, vinyl has had this huge resurgence. Like, there's always been like a lot of vinyl collectors, because ultimately vinyl still has better sound even than digital music. There's a depth and warmth to it that has never been
crackling. I like it.
Well, but even if hopefully you don't have the crackling if you take really good care of your vinyl, but there's a warmth and depth to vinyl that when you have a good system that they've yet to be able to replicate that digitally. So people who are really like crazy about music and stuff like that, they still collect vinyl. But in the last few years, there's been this huge resurgence of vinyl, and there's a couple of really cool record labels that are doing like these new releases of horror soundtracks that have never even been on vinyl before. But this particular movie, sorry to be like super long-winded, I'm just really excited about this.
You think?
This particular movie, they actually did have a vinyl release of this. So this album is from 1985, when it originally came out. This is the original one. And so when I saw this, I'm like, $40, and actually it's probably worth it. I looked it up, you guys. I looked it up. This sells for like $150. Currently, the only one listed in the US, I think, is at about $120. And then the other ones are all international, and they're at $150 plus shipping. I went into WorthPoint, and the last one to sell, there was one that sold in August of 2018 for $200. Now, going back to talking about auctions, if you look at eBay solds, there were 2 of these that were auctioned off, and they only sold for like $40 and $50. I'm telling you, bad move. Something like this, it's not that crazy rare. So you're not going to have people going crazy trying to have bidding wars. So the people that sold these for $40 or $50, ridiculous. You do a buy it now. This sells for $150 to $200. I'm telling you, I'm keeping this. I had points on my account. I got this for half off. I only paid $20 for this. She thinks I'm nuts that I'm keeping it, but this is one of my favorite movies. And to actually find this used, to be only have to pay $20 for it, I'm so excited.
Are you gonna love it or list it? Deborah says
I am gonna love it.
So she had gift cards that she had gotten for Christmas. So this is why we went initially. She paid like $17 out of pocket for all of these things. So
yeah, this is there are no hit songs on this. This is all score. This is all.
See, I'm with Lauren. I sell everything. This is why I don't have anything of value, because I sell it all.
And usually I would totally agree, but when it comes to like movie stuff, like I used to have a really big movie collection, and I had to sell it off a number of years back, and I still regret it, even though at the time I had to. So I'm really passionate about movies, and so this right here, one of my favorite movies, to find the original score from 1985.
Very excited.
Super excited. Super excited.
Clearly, because you just talked for 8 minutes about that one freaking album no one's ever heard of except you.
Well, listen, guys, if you come across it, you can sell it and make lots of money, okay?
PCs, adding UPCs on an item. If it is an item that is a new in box item that has a UPC, you should absolutely add it into item specifics. But as far as clothing goes, most UPCs are store specific. So I personally, even if it has a UPC tag on it, no, I wouldn't bother. Shoes, yes. Like Nike, Adidas, shoes that come from the factory and have their factory UPC code, yes. Add that type of UPC.
Yeah.
If it's available. A lot of times it's not going to take it.
Yep. Here's what I did buy for resale. It's the Boogeyman. This is new seal. This is a new release that came out like last year. This is a limited collector's edition. There were only 300 of them pressed. There's other ones like that have other color vinyl and stuff like that. This particular one is a gray vinyl. This one, it's only selling right now for about 35. So I'm just going to put this in my collection. I bought it for 26. This is one that I will hold on to for a while, and hopefully like in the next year or so, this will gain value, or I might even list it and just like price it high and just let it sit there. But this one does sell. It only sells for about 35, but I just wanted to get it because it is it's like a hand numbered. This one's number 42. And then I'll just do one more of these. So this one is one I grabbed. I wasn't sure if I was going to resell it or keep it, but this is from the third movie in the Omen trilogy. This is the Final Conflict. Sam Neill there. Pew, 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 pew. He's the Antichrist. So I grabbed this because it was a pre-owned one. It was only $12.99, and I had my little gift card. But then I looked it up, and this particular one, there are none available at all on eBay. I think I looked on Amazon. I didn't have any there either. There's only like a couple of CDs, but the vinyl is what's more collectible. And the one that has sold in the last 90 days, it was an international one, and they did an auction, and it sold for like $72. So
this one, she's going to list
this one,
it.
I will list it because I do not have some deep attachment to the Omen trilogy Final Conflict. So I will list this one. I'll probably try to sell this for like 100, 150, something like that. Because 72 in auction and there's none listed, I probably can sell this for 150. So I will do that. So guys.
And that pays for.
I was out of pocket. I was $17 out of pocket for all this stuff. And I should still be able to, even just with this one, I will cover that cost and more. And it's all good. Anyway, that's it, guys. That's all I got.
That's it.
Sorry, I got a little excited. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us.
Can we talk about CDs next?
No. As always, we appreciate you coming and watching with us. We are going to have a Wednesday show. We haven't had the Wednesday show for a few weeks now since the accident, but I think we're finally going to get back into it. We don't have to go to the hospital or the clinic on Wednesdays, so that'll save us some time. So we don't know yet what our topic is going to be, but it'll be something business related.
Seriously, Dana, is this show ever going to end? This is the show that never ends.
You can stop it whenever you want. Okay, Dana.
I think we're going to talk about shipping. I thought we're going to talk about the new shipping charges and things that are happening. We'll go over the new shipping chart and do some screen sharing and talk about how that's going to affect shipping, because there's no regional pricing on first class, and then the rate increases. They said that it was going out, and it did actually get released with the actual numbers.
Yeah, see, Kara, justifiable collecting, because seriously, like, I hate spending money on myself. It's really hard for me to do it, and so that's how my brain has to be like, okay, I can do this because I am selling stuff to cover the cost. It's ridiculous. It's kind of silly. Normally, yes, if somebody wanted to buy the pants off my body.
I thank you for telling me Waste Not Want Not. I always forget the names with it, but Mo is Waste Not Want Not. She did say it before and I forgot, so it may stick
I
with
knew
me
that
now.
Mo.
She says let her know if it's for sale.
Okay, for sure. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. And if you're not in the Boss Facebook group, you should be. You totally should be. The link is down below. Come on, come hang out with us. We're super fun, and we'll see you on Wednesday.
She's only a little annoying.
What? What? How dare you? How dare you? All right, guys. Maybe we'll get a little bit of listening. I might have to take a nap. I did use up a lot of energy just now. So a nap might be in my future. Might be in my future, but I'm going to try to do some listing as well. But thank you, guys. You're awesome. We love you. We will see you on Wednesday or next week, or I don't know, whatever. Peace out. Boss up.
Bye.